Hey everybody, welcome back to another RSG video. Boy, oh boy, they dropped some news on us, and my goodness gracious, we have some stuff to cover. We've got reworks finally for General Kenobi, Ahsoka Tano, and young Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one. Kind of dropped us here all of a sudden. I thought these changes were coming weeks away, but they're here. So kind of took us both by surprise there, buddy.
Yes, I was not expecting to see them so soon, but I am happy.
So should we get into these reworks now there, Dr. Finn?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it.
All right, Dr. Finn, let's start off with your man and my man, everybody's man, Mr. General Kenobi. Kind of lengthy post here. Good Lord, I got a lot to read. So let's get through it. So again, if anything changes in green, nothing changes. His basic stays the same. Nothing pops up until we get to a special one, the Negotiator. Final text: dispel all debuffs from all allies and grant them the opposite buffs, if any, for 2 turns. That's new in green. All allies that were not debuffed gain retribution for 2 turns. General Kenobi gains 60% turn meter.
So he gains 10% more turn meter. The if any 2 turn meter part is really just a change in order of the wording. No real change in the abilities there, but he does gain 10% more turn meter, which is a really nice feature that he has.
Yeah. So we get to the special 2, lead the charge. This is all the same. They just added another sentence. Jedi Knight Anakin and Ahsoka Tano are not affected by this damage penalty.
Which is a pretty big change, and we're going to go into Anakin and Ahsoka, but getting the full ability of damage, right? So you're not getting 70% of damage, you're getting 100% damage. It's pretty big. So, and when we go into their kit, I think we'll see that the damage output and the abilities that they're getting with their basics gonna make them a pretty nasty combo.
Yeah. His leader, 212th Attack Battalion Commander, no changes. He is getting into Zeta, so the day has come, Finn. Zeta on General Kenobi. Final text: Zeta. At the end of his turn, General Kenobi has a 65% chance to gain foresight for 2 turns. Whenever another ally is critically hit, if General Kenobi is alive, they gain critical hit immunity for 1 turn, and General Kenobi taunts for 1 turn. If all allies are Galactic Republic, General Kenobi taunts for 1 turn whenever another Galactic Republic ally loses any protection up.
So I mean, this Zeta is interesting. I don't see myself doing it too early.
No.
And mainly because you have to make him in a full Galactic Republic team. And Galactic Republic, as they stand right now, there may be some changes coming and new characters and new reworks besides these 3, right? But in general, there isn't a great Galactic Republic team right now. And I have a hard time seeing me moving Kenobi off of the Jedi Knight Revan team, where he's a Jedi tank that really fits well into that team. And so we'll see what happens we'll kind of go through the changes with Ahsoka and Anakin. And maybe there's some potential there with 3v3 where they are the only 3 characters, so then you do get this bonus. But a Zeta for just a 3v3 Grand Arena, I don't see myself doing this Zeta very soon. So let's go to Anakin next and see what it looks like.
All right, Finn, let's talk some Anakin Skywalker, one of the reworks. So let's get into his kit. One of the changes. So the first one under his abilities is basic under his Death Blade work. The big change that they made with changing the text and the ability is now with an 80% chance to inflict healing immunity and buff immunity for 2 turns.
The immunity part is interesting that they highlighted it. It looks like they're just trying to clarify the wording a little bit on these. So you see healing immunity and buff immunity versus the previous wording of healing and buff immunity. So just some clarification points on their end, but it's pretty much the same thing. Otherwise, it's just 80% now instead of 70.
Yep, not 100%, just 80.
Still not 100%.
Yeah, special 1 is now called Overpowering Assault. Final text: deal physical damage to all enemies. The rest is in green. And grant all allies offensive up and critical chance up for 2 turns. For each enemy critically hit, grant protection up 10% stack to each Galactic Republic ally for 1 turn. This attack can't be evaded. So, a little bit more damage. I guess
so this one has a lot of. This one has a big implication.
This was the big one. Offensive up and critical chance for 2 turns, and for each enemy critically hit, you get protection up 10% stacking to all Galactic Republic allies for 1 turn. That's pretty nice.
Well, to me, the biggest part is that it's no longer based on a critical hit to get that offense up, right? It used to be a 25% chance that you would get offense up, and then you would have a chance that you would get exposed if you missed, right, with that AoE. So now it's a fully positive buff. It used to be the only one, like one of the only ones, where there was a possible negative effect if it didn't work and a positive if you did. So Anakin has now dropped that. He now has a 100% chance to grant all allies critical chance up and offense up. Now, implication here, I know they might be doing stuff for the new territory battles and all of that coming up, right, with the whole Clone Wars. This has phase 3 of Heroic Sith implications, because we have been using Poe to get the offense up, right? And part of the reason we always had Anakin on that list is because there was a chance, but there was RNG on getting the crits and getting this off. Anakin is now guaranteeing offense up. So this is huge. In terms of the overall scope of his changes, I think this is probably the biggest change out of all of them.
Yeah. And then the last one for his leader on the offensive, in green. Final text, Jedi and clone allies have in green, plus in green 30% offense and plus 20% critical damage, and other allies have half that amount. Whenever an ally is evaded, they gain advantage for 2 turns.
So there's zero change. This is
plus.
So they're changing wording on this. And as you know, I am a stickler for wording.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I wasn't aware.
So they have changing some of the wording here. So instead of gaining 30%, it's now that they have plus 30% offense. And so this is a wording change, probably more indicative of some changes that are coming up that make it more clear as to what is going on. So, I mean, that's pretty much what this one is. So there's a change to the unique.
Oh, there was a unique one. It kind of snuck there at the bottom. I wasn't reading all the way, Finn. My screen got off. Righteous Fury. So this is final text. I'll tell you when it turns green. When another ally falls below 50% or is defeated, Anakin takes a bonus turn in green, and his next attack deals 100% more damage.
So this one is another one that's a buff, but it's also a change in wording. Because he used to gain only 75% more damage. Now he gains 100%. But also the wording between takes a bonus turn and gains 100% turn meter. We saw recently with the change that happened with Darth Malak that it prevents turn meter gain, right? So maybe this is their way of allowing characters to gain a turn without technically gaining bonus turn meter and going around it, right? So it is something to be careful about. We've seen with Malak that they're reducing turn meter gain, but if you gain a bonus turn, that may not be turn meter gain.
Only if you're a Sith.
Only if you're a Sith with Malak, but that doesn't mean there won't be more kits introduced with something similar. So this could be something foreshadowing some new changes coming up moving forward. So interesting word changes with this one.
All right. So overall, what do you think of the changes in the old Anakin I hate saying Skywalker?
It's still hard to see where exactly he's going to fit in with the Galactic Republic, but because of his change to his AoE ability and making it a guaranteed offense up, I am a fan of this.
Pretty decent, not bad, not great, but pretty good. I'm fine with this. A little bit better than it was before. So yeah. All right, let's move on to our next character. Next character on the chopping block is Ahsoka Tano. Some changes with her as well. One thing that I jumped out is ingrained versatile attacker who constantly assists while healing and dispelling. Interesting. So abilities. Basic is now in green, focus / final text, deal physical damage to target enemy, and in green. And dispel all buffs on them. On a critical hit, dispel all debuffs on Ahsoka and another random Galactic Republic ally. This attack can't be evaded if the target has foresight. That's pretty potent, man. I mean, dispel and this other stuff, not too shabby for a basic.
No, definitely not. And also the fact that this attack can't be evaded if the target has foresight. That has a lot of implications with currently what's going on in the game with all the foresight and stuff that pops up. So this is a pretty big thing.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So next one is special protective maneuver. Final text on white, deal physical damage to target enemy, and then the green. If Jedi Knight Anakin or General Kenobi is an ally, deal damage again. And if both are allies, deal damage a third time. If the ally leader is Galactic Republic, this attack deals 50% more damage. All allies recover 20% health, and all Galactic Republic allies gain protection up 20% for one turn. Again, not too shabby. So running them together is going to be beneficial.
You know? I'm seeing this right now as huge potential in 3v3 Grand Arena.
Oh, yeah.
With a Kenobi, Anakin, Ahsoka. This is going to be a pretty nasty combo because they're gaining a lot of protection with all of the different abilities from Anakin and Ahsoka now. I mean, it's a lot of protection gain here.
Yeah. So her leader, quick steps, nothing changed. Still the same. Don't need to get into it. Unique, daring Padawan. Final text, Zeta. This is new. Ahsoka has plus 40% max health, plus 10% evasion, plus 10% critical chance, and plus 25 speed. These values are double while she has critical hit immunity. So
this is actually a little bit of a nerf, right? Because she used to have 45% health, which is now down to 40% health. She didn't have any evasion before. She only really got the evasion with her leader ability, right? So the evasion is a new addition. Her speed increase of 45 was before, now it's 25, and she had 15% critical chance, and now she has 10. But it also is now doubled when she has crit hit immunity. So
which comes from General Kenobi. So
and the rest of her unique.
If Jedi Knight Anakin is an ally, Ahsoka gains critical hit immunity. So she gets it for him now for 2 turns at the start of each encounter and whenever she uses a special ability. So nice little buff there to there.
If she is with Kenobi and Anakin, right? So they're really forcing her into that team, which is fine. It makes sense with everything, with the lore and the show. And I mean, it makes sense to have Ahsoka, Snips Ahsoka with Anakin. But if you're using Ahsoka out of that Galactic Republic type of lineup and you're using her with Jedi, her abilities are a little bit nerfed, but huge boost when you're using it with Anakin. So definitely you're going to see more of the Anakin-Ahsoka combination, I think, moving forward.
Yeah, I think so. Not much we're going to do about that there. Let's see. If the ally leader is Galactic Republic, Ahsoka is called to assist whenever another Galactic Republic ally uses a special ability. So when the specials are procking, Ahsoka's going to come a knocking.
And then her basic ignores foresight.
Right. So
and dispels.
Not too shabby. Nasty. I kind of like what they did here with Ahsoka. Made her a little bit more viable with Kenobi and Anakin. And I mean, they really made her a little monster there, doing some of the stuff she does. She's going to be debuffing the hell out of people.
Oh yeah. She's going to be a beast.
Yeah, to say the least.
So thank you everyone to watching this video going over the kit changes to Kenobi, Anakin, and Ahsoka. We hope you liked this video. Please make sure that you subscribe and hit the like button. Leave some feedback to tell us what you think about these changes, and we'll see you next time. I am happy, and I'm hoping that a change in Anakin is going to result in a sooner release of Midriff Padme.